Very good morning. Am I audible? Anybody please respond? Am I audible? Okay. When the inputs are standard inputs, it gives the information. But when the input is a practical input, other than the standard or basic inputs, that means unit step, unit ramp, and unit parabola, other than this input functions, and the behavior of the error with respect to time is there is no information if we use static error constants. So that is, these are the disadvantages. The first disadvantage is that does not give any information. That does not give any information on steady state error when the input is other than the three basic inputs. Okay. So they failed to indicate the exact manner in which the error function changes with respect to time. So how the error is going to change, whether it is increasing or decreasing with respect to time, there is no information. And other than these basic inputs, there is no information regarding error, steady state error. Okay. So here, that's why we have derived a generalized error constant. It gives to overcome whatever be the disadvantages in the static error constant that can be overcome using generalized error constants. Okay, so this is generalized error. The steady state error can be found for any type of input. So any type of practical input or any type of input, we can find out the steady state error and error with respect to time. Okay. Now, we know that the expression error signal in S domain is E of S is equal to R of S by 1 plus G of S into H of S. So in the previous derivation, we have derived the error signal. The same thing I'm going to use here. So E of S is error signal in S domain, which is equal to input multiplied with 1 by R of S, 1 plus G of S into H of S. Here the error signal mainly depends upon the type of input and also this forward path transfer function or loop transfer function G of S into H of S function. Okay. So error signal by R of S is equal to 1 by 1 plus G of S into H of S. We can write it in this fashion. So this is generalized derivation for generalized error constants. Okay, previously Kp, Kv, Ka, they are static error constants. Okay. Now, using this expression, E of S by R of S is equal to 1 by 1 plus G of S into H of S. The next, so this is E of S by R of S is equal to 1 by 1 plus G of S into H of S. So by this is the function. So if we take the expression, it is having some numerator polynomial and denominator. If we perform the long division method, if we apply long division method, or it can be expressed as power series of S. Okay, either long division method or the power series of S, the finally you will get an expression like this. So this is a generalized form, some constant value plus C1 into S, some constant value C1 into S term, S square term, S square quotient, this is S cube quotient, and so on. So for a generalized function E of S by R of S, so this is the expression. If we perform substituting the forward path transfer function and feedback transfer function inside this, and if we simplify this one, okay, so and if we perform a long division method or if we expand using power series, okay, so you will get the equation in this form, C0 plus C1s plus, that means we can write express in this fashion, constant term S quotient term, S square quotient, so on. Okay, so this is the final error expression. If we multiply with input for a input R of S, so that multiplied with C naught and the second term and third term and so on. So you here C naught, C1, C2 are called as generalized error constants, or these are also called as dynamic error constants. With respect to time, these values are changing. That's why this is called as a dynamic error coefficients. Okay, C1, C2, C are nothing but generalized error constants. Please note down this derivation. So now taking inverse Laplace on both sides. Now the error signal E of t is equals to, for R of S. So if we apply Laplace, inverse Laplace transform, that is R of t. So for S into, here this is S into R of S. So this is R dot or d by dt of R of t. Okay, otherwise just R dot of t. Okay, so S square multiplied with Rs. So that is can be expressed the inverse Laplace of S square into R of S, that is R double dash of t. R double dash means simply d square d square R by dt square. Okay, and so on. So here now using the, so if I assume this is f of s, okay, so limit t tends to infinity, whatever be the error, that is nothing but steady state. Okay, so otherwise limit s tends to 0, the definition for steady state error, s tends to 0, s into e of s is called as steady state error. Simply, so I have expressed, so for comparing these two, so you will get C naught is equal to limit s tends to 0, so f of s, so f of s is this function. Okay, this is expression for f of s. F of s multiplied with f of s is equal to 1 by 1 plus gs. This is also already given previously while deriving static error coefficients, static error constants. So in that f of s is equal to 1 by 1 plus g of s into h of s. So simply, if we substitute s is equal to c for finding c naught, that means the generalized error constant. So which is nothing but limit s tends to 0, f of s. So for finding C1, the second generalized quotient, so that means limit s tends to 0, d by ds of f of s. Okay, so d by ds of f of s, you will get the first generalized error quotients. Okay, so try to note down this. So this is generalized error equation E of t. So we can find out generalized error coefficients from this. Okay, so if I want to find out the first quotient C naught, just simply limit s tends to 0, f of s, if I substitute, so all these terms becomes 0. Okay, only the term left over is C naught. So we can find out C naught using this expression. Okay. C naught is equal to limit s tends to 0 f of s. If we want to find out C1, simply if I want to find C1, same thing. So with differentiate with respect to s. Okay. So if we want to find out C1, so limit s tends to 0, f dash of s, otherwise f of s with respect d by dt of f of s. So if I differentiate with respect to s, so this becomes a 0 value. The second case, this becomes 0. So because of s term, if we substitute s is equal to 0, this term becomes 0. So because of s square term present in this, after differentiating, so this term also becomes 0. So all these terms become 0, and this is also 0. Only the term left over is C1. So if we differentiate with respect to s, only the value C1 you will get. So from this, we can find out the generalized quotient. We can write the formula C1 can be obtained by limit s tends to 0 d by ds of f of s. Similarly, for nth quotient, Cn is equal to limit s tends to 0 d to the power of n by s to the power of nth derivative of f of s. Is it clear? So like that we can find out generalized error coefficients. Once we get the error coefficient, simply substitute in this C1, C2, C3, C1, C2, C3 values, and if we know the input R of t and differentiate it with respect to time, similarly, so we can find out the error with respect to time. That is dynamic. This is nothing but dynamic error coefficients. Okay. So error with respect to the error function with respect to time, we can find out. Is it clear? Now we can relate this generalized error quotients with static error quotient. Static error quotient means Kp, Kv, and Ka are called as static error quotients. Proportional error quotient, velocity error quotient, and acceleration error quotient. Okay, sir, what is meant by exclamatory mark in the denominator? So that is factorial, 2 factorial, 3 factorial, 2 factorial means 1 into 2. So someone raised a doubt. What is that factor? What is 2 factorial that is called as? So in the denominator here it is 1 factorial you will get. So 1 into 2. So here the 3 factorial means 1 into 2 into 3. You will get 6 value. Here you will get 2. Okay, is it clear? Similarly, 4 factorial means 1 into 2 into 3 into 4, whose value is 24. Okay, so that is factorial, 2 factorial, 3 factorial, and so on. So this is r dot of t means d by dt of r of t. So instead of writing d by dt, so I have kept r dash, or in some notations we can put it as r dot. So if it is r double dash means, or r double dot means, it indicates d square r by dt square. Okay, second derivative. 2 dots indicates second derivative, 3 dots indicates third derivative, r dot indicates first derivative. Okay, is it clear? So this r dot indicates derivatives, and here this exclamatory mark indicates factorial. Okay, any doubts? Okay, so now we can relate the static error coefficients with the dynamic error coefficients. That is, dynamic error coefficients are C0, C1, C2, whereas static error coefficients are Kp, Kv, and Ke. So simply C0 value, this is the proof. So I have done for only one, and we can relate all the other error coefficients with the generalized error coefficients. This is the first one. So first consider C0 is equal to limit s tends to 0 f of s. That is the first error coefficient. That is dynamic error coefficient I have considered. C0 is equal to limit s tends to 0 f of yes. This is the first error coefficient. Now, what is f of s? F of s is nothing but this function 1 by 1 plus f of s into g of s. So now limit s tends to 0, if we substitute in this, so 1 by, so constant value that remains the same, plus limit s tends to 0, g of s into h of s. This we have already defined while deriving the static error coefficients. Limit s tends to 0, g of s into h of s is called as position error constant Kp. Okay, so position error constant means this is when the input is unit step input, whatever be the constant, that is limit s tends to 0, g of s into h of s, that is defined as position error constant. Now, so we have obtained the relation between Kp and C0. So using this expression, we can convert a dynamic error coefficient into a static value or static value into a dynamic value. Okay. Similarly, for second case and third case, we can find out the relation between the static error coefficient and the dynamic error coefficients. Okay. Please note down. Very few members are asking doubts. Please note down. Okay. Next, let us solve one example based on the static error coefficients and dynamic error coefficients. Please note down this example. For the unit feedback control systems, the open loop transfer function g of s is equal to 10 into s plus 2 by s square into s plus 1. Okay, that is an open loop transfer function which is given g of s, and unity feedback implies h of s is equal to unit value. So first one is find the position, velocity, and error constants. That means the position error constant is Kp. So Kp, position error constant, velocity error constant, acceleration error constant, we have to find out. So Kp means limit s tends to 0, g of s into h of s, that is the position error constant when the input is unit step input. Similarly, when the input is unit ramp, that is Kv. So when the input is unit parabola, you will get acceleration error constant. We can directly find out using the formulas these values. Okay. Now second case, the steady state error when the input is, this is a practical input. Okay, 3 by s minus 2 by s square plus 1 by 3s cube. So in this case, so we have to find out steady state error. Okay, let us start. Please note down this example. To find out the static error coefficient, static error constants, that is position error constant, that is Kp is equal to limit s tends to 0, g of s into h of s. So since h of s is equal to unit value, directly you can put it s is equal to 1, h of s is equal to 1. Now simply if I substitute s is equal to 0 in the denominator, because of that pole in the denominator, the value becomes infinity. The position error constant is infinity. Steady state error is 0. Okay. If the input is unit step input for the same system, the steady state error is 0, because steady state error is equal to, so in this case steady state error is equal to ESS when the input is unit step. So 1 by 1 plus Kp. This is steady state error. Don't get confused. This is error constant. This value is steady state error. Okay. If steady state error is, error constant is infinity, steady state error becomes 0. Okay. No need to find out steady state error in this case only. So when error constant Kp, so which is equal to infinity. Next. Velocity error constant means Kv is equal to s tends to 0, s into g of s h of s, which is equal to limit s tends to 0, s into g of s. H of s value is equal to unit value. Okay. Now find out. Again, its value is also equals to infinity because of the pole present in the denominator. Similarly, find out the acceleration error constant. So find out the acceleration error constant. So acceleration error constant is equal to limit s tends to 0, s square into g of s h of s. So which is equal to, so how much you will get? That is 20. Okay, a square term and a square term gets cancelled. You will get 20. So position error constant value is infinity. Velocity error constant value is infinity. Acceleration error constant value is Ka. So it is equal to some constant value which is equal to 20. So first part in this problem, the first part is finished. Find out the position, velocity and error constant. These are static error constants. Okay. These are static error constants. So we can find out the steady state error when input is unit step, this value becomes 0. So we have to use position error constant 1 by 1 plus Kp. Okay. So when the input is unit ramp input, in that case, the steady state error becomes 0 because 1 by Kv. Steady state error in this case is, steady state error is ESS is equal to 1 by 1 plus Kp when input is unit step. In this case, ESS is equal to 1 by Kv when input is unit ramp input. So again, that is also equal to 0. Here it is also equal to 0. So in this case, steady state error is equal to 1 by Kp, 1 by Ka, acceleration error constant. But in this case, that value is 1 by 20. It is not 0. So when the input is unit parabolic input. Okay. Now, please note down this. Now the second case, The steady state error when the input is other than the standard input. This is not a standard input. So it is a practical input, a combination of inputs. Okay, it's several inputs. Okay, practical input this is. This is not just a unit step or unit ramp or parabolic function. In that case, we have to use generalized error constants. So this is the error signal. So R of t is equal to E of t is equal to R of t into C naught plus first derivative of R. This is R dot of t into C1 plus R double dot of t into C2 by 2 factorial. Here nth derivative into Cn by n factorial. So like that you will get the error signal. Okay. So here the input is 3 by s minus 2 by s square plus 1 by 3s cube. So this is our input. Now the input signal, if we take Laplace transforms for this inverse Laplace, if we apply inverse Laplace, you will get R of t is equal to inverse Laplace of R of s. So it is something like this. Number 245. V85A0245. If you have any doubts, you can raise. Otherwise, switch off your mic. Switch off your mic. Okay, I have removed from this meeting 245. Okay. Now, if I take apply inverse Laplace from inverse Laplace transform for this function, you will get R of t with respect to time. So that is R of t is equal to 3 minus 2t plus 1 by 3 into t square by 2. That is the function. If we apply inverse Laplace, you will get this is the input function in time domain. Now, if we take the first derivative, second derivative, third derivative, and so on. So these derivatives becomes after third derivative, after second derivative. So all the derivatives becomes zeros there because there is no terms. So you will get zeros. So only the first C0 and C1, C2 we can calculate only for the 3 terms. C0, C1 and C2. Okay. The derivatives of R of t is 0 after the second derivative. Hence, we have to evaluate only the 3 quotients, that is C0, C1 and C2. Okay. Just note down. Okay. Now, these are the error constants, generalized error quotients, formulas for generalized error quotients. That is C0 is equal to limit s tends to 0, f of s. So what is f of s? That is f of s is 1 by 1 plus g of s into h of s. So we know that g of s into h of s, that is given as 10 into s plus 2 by s square into s plus 1. So simplify this one. So you will get a function like this: s cube plus s square by s cube plus s square plus 10s plus 20. That is f of s value. Once we get f of s, next find out c of s. So you will get 0. If we find c1, so its value is also equals to 0. And if we find c2, so that means we have to differentiate with respect to time. Here we have to differentiate with respect to yes, sorry, with respect to yes. Okay, don't substitute simply s is equal to 0 here. First we have to substitute, we have to differentiate this one with respect to yes using u by v formula. So v u dash minus u v dash by v square. One as it is, second derivative minus second one as it is, first derivative by v square, denominator square. So u by v formula differentiation. So u by v formula. So differentiate with respect to s and then substitute s is equal to 0. I have skipped all these terms. Okay. Try to solve. Don't simply put s is equal to 0 in this and you will get 0. So it is wrong. First we have to differentiate with respect to s, and after that you have to substitute s is equal to 0. In this case is also same. First if we differentiate with respect to yes, so you will get the same value. Once we differentiate this one, you will get this value. So again we have to differentiate with respect to yes in the second time. Then you will get 1 by 10. So very, very lengthy process. Okay, 2 times we have to differentiate. And finally, after substitution, you will get 1 by 10. Okay, try to solve at home. Okay. Please note down. I will complete within 5 minutes. So once we get C1, C2, C3, so the error signal is E of t is equal to R of t into C naught plus R dash of t into C1 plus R double dash of t into C2 by 2 factorial. So here R of t is the first input signal. R dot of t is already we have differentiated and kept the value. So that is minus 2 plus t by 3. For R double dash, so second derivative, you will get a constant value 1 by 3. Okay, substitute C0, C1, C2, you will get the function, error function. Okay, once we get that error function, substitute t is equal to infinity in that. So you will get 1 by 60. The steady state error ESS is equal to limit t tends to 0 E of s. Sorry, E of t. Okay. So you will get 1 by 60. This is one way of solving getting steady state error when the input is other than standard inputs. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can raise. This is just a calculation of steady state error when the input is other than unit ramp, unit step, and unit parabolic input. Okay, so one more alternative method if we observe. So this is an alternative method to find out the steady state error. So if we observe the input, so input means this is R of t. So given input R of t, if it is a combination of standard inputs, that means, so in the previous problem. So this is unit step input multiplied with 3. Okay. The next one is minus 2. R of t is equal to 3 into unit step input. Okay. Minus 2 into, so t is if nothing but unit ramp input. Okay. So it is ramp input. This is step input. Next one is t square by 2. That is parabolic input. Okay. So 1 by 3 into, so it is a combination of unit step, unit ramp, and unit parabolic inputs. If the problem is given in that fashion, so for a linear systems, we can apply superposition theorem. So therefore, the steady state error can be calculated if it is a combination of standard inputs. In that case, the quotient in this case is A0 value is 3. Okay, 3 multiplied with steady state error when the input is unit step. Steady state error means 1 by 1 plus k p. Position error constant. Position error constant is infinity. We have already calculated this term, that is equal to 0. Okay. Alternative method, this is if the input is a combination of standard inputs. Here this is unit step, this is unit ramp, parabolic. Okay, in that case, already we have calculated this kp value, that is infinity. Substitute in this, you will get steady state error as 0. So first term, you will get 0. For second term, again 1 by kV when the input is unit ramp. Kv is also we have already obtained, that is 3 into 0 first term plus second term 2 into minus 2 into again 0. Since kV value is infinity, steady state and the error in that case is 0. Again second term becomes 0. Third term is 1 by 3. The steady state error we have obtained, that is 1 by 20. We have already calculated 1 by kp, 1 by ka, acceleration error constant. So error constant is 20. So I have substituted 1 by 20. So combination of these three, steady state error is equal to ESS is equal to steady state error due to unit step, steady state error due to unit ramp, steady state error due to parabolic input. So answer is 1 by 60. Okay, because this is a combination of standard inputs. Okay, so otherwise we have to follow the same procedure. For any practical input, we have to follow this method only. Okay, so if it is a combination of linear, if it is a combination of standard inputs, then we can use this method. You will get the same answer. Is it clear? If you have any doubts, you can raise your doubts.